and revealed horror of bus number 375 China story. A bus journey is the most frequently used mode of transportation that we use. There were times when we used to travel late at night too. But what if this journey will be the last journey of your life? What if the bus you boarded was not even a regular bus? You may even think that how it would be possible. How can we board a bus which is not real? In this vast world, everything is possible. We have seen flights that went missing for nearly 5 years. We have seen aliens abducting humans and many more such horrific events in the world. But coming to our topic about a horror bus, which is an ever-thrilling horror story in China. Bus number 375. This is not just a normal bus. It is much more than that. What is there on bus number 375? Why is it so special? The story behind bus number 375 China story. On the 14th of November 1995, bus number 375 bus started its journey from Yuan Minghuan's bus terminal to Jianshan, also known as Fragrant Hill. When the bus left the Yuan Minghuan bus terminal, it was full of passengers. Gradually, at each station, passengers got off at their beloved stations. Now there are 7 more stations to reach the Jianshan terminal. At the next stop, an old lady, a young man, and a young couple boarded the bus. Now there are 6 stations to Jianshan terminal, its destination location. Till now, nothing is suspicious, everything went normal. Now on the bus, there are only 6 people, a young man and an old lady, a young couple, a lady conductor, and a driver. The bus is going to a secluded area, making the bus silent and peaceful. Being winter season, the climate is cool and only the wind breezing sound and the bus engine sound is audible. Only these 2 sounds are audible, leaving the wind sound. Entire bus is silent, none of the passengers are talking. About 4 stations before the destination, bus number 375 driver saw 2 people waving their hands to stop the bus. Seeing that the driver stopped the bus for them. Here comes the twist in the story. This moment changed the entire journey and people's fate too. How did the 2 people change the journey? So the driver stopped the bus for them. They boarded the bus through the back door of the bus. When the bus driver stopped the bus, only 2 people were visible. But when they boarded the bus, they were 3 people. The 3rd person was in between the 2, and those 2 people were supporting the 3rd one. The young couple sat on the right side of the bus. The old lady was sitting in the bus's middle seat, whereas the young man was sitting in the seat ahead of the old woman. The 3 people who boarded the bus through the back door sat in the back seat. Those 3 were dressed in traditional Chinese robes from the Qing dynasty, and their faces looked a bit pale. Seeing them, the passengers on the bus became scared and glanced nervously at each other. But the driver pulled off and continued down the road. Seeing the passengers' behavior, the conductor comforted the passengers by saying that they might be theater or movie artists who were fully drunk and forgot to change their costumes. But the old lady has an eerie feeling about the 3 passengers. Also, the silence in the atmosphere and surroundings doubled her feeling. So she began to turn back and stared at those 3 passengers. After 3 or 4 stops, the young couple got off the bus. The bus driver and female conductor were chatting and laughing. But the old lady didn't stop staring back at the 3 passengers. But one glance changed her entire behavior. The change in the old lady's behavior. The old lady looked back at those 3 who were sitting in the last seat of bus number 375. But after that glance, she suddenly started shouting at the young man who was sitting in front of her. She shouted at him that he had stolen her purse. But the young man also started arguing that how can I steal the purse, as I am sitting in front of her. The conductor also said the same to the old lady, and she also said that the old lady may be lost her purse somewhere else. But the old lady didn't stop arguing and asked the driver to stop bus number 375 bus at the next stop, so that she can take that young man to the police station. Likewise, the driver stopped the bus at the next stop and the old lady dragged the young man down. The bus went off down the road. An infuriated young man shouted at the old lady saying where the police station was. The old lady replied that there is no police station and in return said that I saved your life. The young man was puzzled at her reply and asked, "How did you save my life?" Then the old lady started telling what she saw on bus number 375 bus and why her behavior changed in that nick of time. What did the old lady see? The old lady replied to the young man saying that from the beginning when the three boarded the bus, "I have an eerie feeling about them and keep staring at them throughout the journey. But one time I got frightened by seeing them. A bit heavy wind blown through the window. At that moment I saw everything. Their long robes lifted up because of the wind and I saw a horrible thing in my life. They don't have legs at all. That was the moment I started to get off the bus and started arguing with you so that I can save you too." Hearing this, the young man became terrified and he was sweating all over his body. His mouth became zipped and he can't able to utter a word. The old lady and the young man called the police and told them everything that she had seen on bus No 375 bus. But the police didn't believe them and may even be thought that they might be mentally ill. The policemen sent them to go to their home and forget about the incident. On November 15th morning, the Xiangshan bus terminal officers learned that the bus didn't reach the terminal. So they gave a complaint to the police station about the missing bus number 375 bus. They also mentioned that the bus was last seen at the fourth station before its destination point. What happened to bus number 375 in bus 375 story? When the Xiangshan bus terminal officials registered a complaint about the missing bus number 375, the police remembered the old lady and young man's statement. The police immediately called the old lady and the young man to investigate more about the bus's status. The old lady gave her statement starting from what she saw on bus number 375 on November 14th. The news of bus number 375 passed all over Beijing in no time. On November 16th, bus number 375 was being pulled from the river, and the police and doctors were all present there. After they pulled the bus, they found 5 bodies in the bus, but they got shocked by seeing those bodies. Out of the 5 dead bodies, the dead bodies of those 3 passengers were badly decomposed. By seeing this, both the police and doctors got shocked. Because in the span of 2 bodies, how a body can decompose such badly? After vigorous research about this incident, many mysterious questions were raised, but none of it has answers. The mysterious questions of bus number 375. 1. Who were the mysterious 3 passengers on the bus? 2. How can those 3 bodies be rotten in the span of 2 days? 3. Were those passengers real or ghosts? 4. How did the bus reach the next 100 kilometers even though there was no fuel in bus number 375? 5. How did the fuel tank fill with blood? 6. How come the bus doesn't appear in any of the cameras? After this incident, Beijing people stopped sitting on bus number 375. This continued for a few days, but as the days passed, people forgot this incident. But some people are still afraid to talk about this incident. In the end, how the bodies rotted in 2 days and who were they are the most raised questions that make this incident horror till today.